Hello everyone, welcome back. You are watching the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage and its mechanic moving forward with hopefully getting the Simpsons department store ultra deluxe, that's me adding those terms, sewing machine. This is the anchor heavy beige machine that has been frozen and asleep for I'm pretty confident to say it's been asleep for decades. Now, as I told all of you, I've inspected the motor lead and the light cord, and they are in excellent shape. You never want to plug any machine in until you've inspected its electricals, and that's true of any vintage appliance of any kind, I would think. So this is the foot pedal that came with the machine, and it comes with a dual block cord. Now this is pretty common, right? You guys have seen these. If you've ever seen Japanese made machines from the 50s and 60s, you see this setup. It's a great setup. There's one outlet for the light, one for the motor. You never cross the two. There is a cord with a plug from the motor and one from the light of the machine, and they go in there. But after inspecting those cords, I want to inspect the cords that I see here in the foot pedal, and the cords here look great. They also look newer. I'm not quite sure that this kind of nice flexible strain relief was offered back in 67, 68-ish when that machine was made. This may not be the original foot pedal. However, one of the things you should always look for, whether it's the original foot pedal or not, or whether you think it is, because you just never know, look closely in the light here. What does it say? Rated 1.0 amp and less. Well, the motor on that machine, on that Simpsons, is 0.75 amps. So we're fine. So whoever, if this is not the original, this is an older, it says made in Canada. So if they made this in Canada, or if yours says made in USA, it's not new because they haven't made stuff like this for a long time. But what we're doing is I'm inspecting it. And even though the cords, I've taken my fingers and gone all the way around looking for any part of the cord that might have been cut or, God forbid, chewed on by somebody's pets. You never know. And there's no cracking, there's no dry rotting. I'm pretty confident about the cord, but that's not all we need to look at. We need to look at our pedal. Because I'm willing to bet the pedal's probably not been opened since 1960 whatever. So we're gonna pop this one here. Again, this one's easy. You have one sort of a flange that sits here, and then you have two right here. Okay, and you open it from here, and if you forget, just there's a little slot here, right? You see the little see that little slot? It's designed. I'm using a screwdriver, a small flathead. Do not shove the screwdriver way down there because I don't know what part of the mechanism is under it. Let's just be cautious, okay? And I lift up, and it comes right off. I like this style. It's very secure. Don't see any crud or strangeness there. Some of the foot pedals have a slider and they're crimped. You can get them apart. You've seen me do it. They're a little more sweat equity to get them out, but not a big deal. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, I see cobwebs or the web of something. It's either a cobweb or an old spider web. I see no spider in here, and if there was, it would be the fossilized remains. So what am I doing? I have a cotton swab that's dry, and I'm going around looking for anything, because a lot of times dust will actually stick to the cotton swab. You can try it dry or wet and decide which you prefer. And I'm just going around looking to see if there's any cobwebs. You definitely don't want any on your little electrical wires, okay? These are not, this piece here is an electrical element, right? Think of it like the element on old electric stoves. And so I'm just gonna come here. A lot of times you'll see, if you see any kind of weird trash or crud or a bug, the bug should be dead. Don't freak out if you're frightened of bugs. Uh, a dead bug is of no threat. It may be gross looking, but all right. Let's see, what do we got here? So what am I doing? I see some corrosion. The inside of this pedal was never painted, so there's a little bit of surface rust, but I'm not worried about that. If it were really bad, chances are the electricals would be no good. And let's see. Okay, that is an old piece that is no longer attached to anything. See, that piece, this piece was probably used as an insulator for the old cord, and whoever attached the new cord never used it. And so what I want to look at with the new cord is to make sure that the insulation, which is probably some sort of electrical wire insulation, the good news is it's not touching anything. You can see the way the wire is sitting here, right? So when I push on this, the wires are very stiff, and they're not touching anything. I can tell they're very secure, and that's good. That's what I wanted to see. And we also have a rubber grommet. Grommets are really good. Now the grommet is not technically strain relief, but the grommet does insulate the cord. And again, the cord is new, but you don't want the cord flopping against bare metal because it'll eventually cause problems. You do not want to fray the cord, and that grommet will help us with that. All right, what else? Let's come over here. And do I see anything else over here? Not really. I saw a few. Oh, here's one. Look at there. That looks like the ancient remains of an old spider case, maybe some eggs from it. There's nothing in there alive. Whatever it is, it's long since gone. So again, I'm not scared of it because all right, what do we have here? I'm just looking around this edge. I want to come down, right? I can't really get my cotton swab all the way down in there. I have my narrow cotton swab I can put in here, but things look okay. All right, what else are we going to do? So you may remember, I think I talked about these recently. I got a new set of cotton swabs. I got these in the cosmetics department. My local pharmacy they're used to seeing me now. I'm always going in there looking for either nail polish or cosmetic applicators. And I don't know if they probably never think vintage sewing machine, but it doesn't really matter what they think. All right. So what am I going to do? I have this one that I can put down in the side here, and I'm just going to take it and just put it down in there. Just make sure there's no. What I'm trying to deal with here, or trying to pay attention to, is I want to make sure that I don't have any dust or grime that's going to be on my electrical pieces here. That's what I'm trying to preserve. Now, what else can I do? I don't really see a lot of black carbon buildup, so I don't see any soot there, but just in case, I have a clean swab and some 99% isopropyl alcohol. So I'll just take it here, and yeah, I mean you can see a little tiny bit there. Keep in mind, if you have not done this to yours, if your foot pedal is working, if it's functioning, you can be fine. Because remember, electrical contacts, unless they get really bad, they were basically meant to function as carbon or graphite or whatever it is. You get graphite carbon buildup on your like your motor brushes, right, on your commutator and so forth. I do this as part of the techniques that I have for doing sewing machine restorations. But this is not normal maintenance. This is not something that if your sewing machine is running and satisfactory for you, as long as your cords are in good shape and your foot pedal is not complaining or making weird noises or causing issues, again, I always inspect them because what am I looking? Are any of these wires broken or frayed? If they are, this does not get used. What else? The porcelain housing, right? So I want to make sure, are there any cracks? Because especially if someone has rewired, and I think they have, which is great, but you want to make sure that when they tighten these bolts for these wire couplers, you want to make sure they didn't tighten them so much that they crack the porcelain. Porcelain's very hard, but it can crack. And if the porcelain's cracked, that is another reason to say, no, I will not be using that either. And what have I got here? I got a little bit of, like I say, this I don't see any real corrosion on the machine, but again, I don't know if this pedal was original, and if it's not original, who knows what the history of this pedal was. Again, sewing machines, they lead vagabond lives sometimes. The only thing I have left here to really take a look at with my cotton swab is I want to look at the little follower here, right? It's under tension. I do not want to touch or harm or bend any of my wires, so I'm not touching those. So I'm going to pick this up, and I'm just sort of wiping it clean. And again, this is really, well, there's a cobweb. Who knew that was there? Again, I don't want to hyper the issue at all, because honestly, this little follower should be fine. And so I'm just pushing on it from the top just to see. It has full range. It doesn't seem to be unhappy for any reason. And again, this is a visual inspection and a cleaning, but this does not mean that this pedal works well. I won't know until I try it, but this is me sort of getting prepared, right? I'm wanting to prepare for this machine to run, and I want to get it in I want to give it all of the benefit of the doubt that I can. Now, before we put this the base back on, you'll notice that I have 2 feet here, rubber, and there look to have been 2 feet rubber on the bottom, but they're gone. I'm not sure why. I think they did not exist, because they have, if you look down here, you'll see the same size holes, or recessed for holes. So I'm wondering, okay, why I've only got rubber feet on the top. It could be that they fell out, or I don't know, maybe some of these came. Why they would do this, I think because, when you push your foot on something, maybe it was just the first 2 feet that had rubber. So I have little rubber backups, but be careful. If you're going to put something on as a pad, you can apply something here, and as long as your foot is not getting too hot, those should work okay. They should be all right. What kind of filth that is. However, if you decide to try to put another piece in, remember that these little rubber pieces, they stay in their recessed area. If I try to put something like this in, this is a piece. I don't even know where I got this. This was in a box of something, and I don't even know if it was a foot. So look at that, right? It's not going to be level. Okay, I'm not certain it's going to stay in, and then it's going to come in further, right? And then you have to be careful, because whatever, when you put the base back on here, you want to make sure that nothing on this base is touching any of the parts down below. So you need that clearance. Here's another one that's even larger. So yeah, I can try to push that in, and wow, that's again, if you don't have things that are similar and symmetrical, you may not want to do that. I do have some some cork pads that I may put down here just to help it to keep it from sliding. But those are going, in fact, maybe I'll put those on right now. So these, I can't remember, have I shown these on the channel before? You guys tell me. But these are, they're very thin cork pads, and I don't know if they were originally intended to be used to put under lamps. They're a little small for furniture legs, but they act as a cushion. And so I'm going to take a cotton swab and clean with my 99% isopropyl alcohol. I'm just going to clean this area right here. It wasn't very dirty, but you never know until you check it out. And then I'm going to take just one each of these and put it there. And they come with their own little adhesive. It's not really strong, but again, this should hold up fine. And if you look at it in profile, you'll see the white rubber on the front that's still there, and you can see the cork, and they are going to be very similar in terms of height. So that is one way to not scratch your floors and to help keep this pedal where you want it to be and not go sliding. Remember, and again, putting this back on, remember you want to start with your two tabs here and you want to find you'll know if you've gotten it in these tabs, because you'll see the little, in those slots, you'll see the tabs show up, right? So you can see that you see the tabs now. And then as soon as I insert this, if I do it properly, now you see the little tabs in the slots. And the only thing that's left is down here. And you don't need to, you can just push it. Don't put any oil or lubrication in here whatsoever. And it just snaps right into place. It's a great design. And don't forget, underneath, we got some kind of dust bunny filth, right? And go ahead and pull that out. And the main reason I'm doing that is I don't want any of that to sort of fall down into I don't want any of that to fall down into my functioning foot pedal. And the only thing I'm really not able to get a hold of here, and I believe what I'm seeing is, what I think I see is an old, apparently I see an old spider or bug egg case, and I don't think there's anything living on it because they were and then there's one, well, there's one that's bound in there and it doesn't seem to want to go anywhere. I just want it to not interfere with my foot pedal. There we go. So I don't know what that is. It's fuzz or very likely old spider stuff. Okay, so we may be ready. Just checking again. I'm looking for dust and crud. Probably a good idea to look for this before I go and clean underneath. But you can see, well, there's the remnants of some kind of creature. But anyway, we are now inspected, cleaned, and in the next video, I hope to be ready to test just to see what the Simpsons is going to do or not do. Cross your fingers, everyone. Make no promises, because you never know. But that is part of the mystery and part of the fun of sewing machine restoration. And if this foot pedal works well, then it does not need to be replaced. If it doesn't, we have solutions for that too. I appreciate all of you watching, and stay tuned next time, where I think it's going to be time to see what The Simpsons will do, if it will come to life. Take care, everyone. We'll see you soon.